said on the broadcast that UVA is the best offense in college baseball?
Correct.
That's these outs, man.
Yeah. Can't just give them outs. That doesn't look good.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
What is going on, Canes fam? I am Matty Ice. He is Caniacs, and this, my friends, is Canes calling live. As you can tell, we got two special guests with us. Robert, why don't you let the people know what we're doing tonight, man? Absolutely. And so we're going to cover all three sports. We're going to start with baseball with these two dudes. I'm kind of going to hand the floor off to you guys because, as you know, I'm not in the know for Canes baseball, but I appreciate listening to this good conversation. So let's get into it, man. Robert, what we got? What do you mean, what do we got? I thought we were doing baseball first, man. What do you mean? Max and Tony, they got it in. Oh, Max got it in the background playing right now. Bear with us. We can break it down sign language. Let's bring in the technical difficulties.
Tesla.
There we go.
All right.
There we go.
Hey,
Good evening.
what's up, boys?
I mean, we're hot right now. We're 20-6, Tony.
23-6, winners of
Yes.
10 straight. Like Robert said, we beat the living hell out of Duke over the weekend. Took 2 out of 3 from Clemson before that. Swept UNC before that. So they're playing good ball, man. You know, they've seemed to have found some consistency in the rotation, which was kind of what the problem was at the beginning of the season. You know, they got they're just a scrappy squad. You know, they know how to put at bats together. They're not gonna come out and outslug you unless you're FIU and they put up 17 runs with 5 jacks. But This is a scrappy bunch. Right now, they're up 6-2 in the top of the 7th against the number 3 team in the nation. And it's been, they hit two homers, but the other runs have been just putting together good at bats, putting the ball in play. They don't strike out a lot. So yeah, they're a fun team to watch if you like, scrappy baseball,
Yeah, I second what Tony's saying. It's a good group of grinders. Not a whole lot of. I mean, you got Yo-Yo, but the rest of them are pretty just grind you and work UABs, and then pitching's coming together. Palmquist has transitioned nicely to the rotation, and
Yes, he has.
we've got, we finally got the rotation going together. So
Yeah, for sure. Their weekend rotation has been set for the last 3 weekends. Rosario's finally figured it out. He struggled at the beginning of the season. He lost his first 2 games. He had an ERA over 10, so he got roughed up his first couple outings. Gino pulled him from the rotation for a bit, and his last 3 starts. Hold on, I have the numbers here. His last 4 starts, his last 2 starts, it's been 11 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. So he's figured something out against Duke and North Carolina. Before that, like I said, he had 4 starts and he was with an ERA over 8. So he was getting roughed up a bit. In total, they're a good ACC baseball team, to put it that way. This series against Virginia is going to be telling, because Virginia is arguably, they're ranked number 3, the best offense in the nation. So this is going to be an interesting series to watch.
But if we keep taking weekend series, all we need is 2 out of 3. Sweeps are great, but 2 out of 3 gets it done. So just be steady, be consistent.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, let's get through Charlotte first.
Yeah, let's get to, it's like the football team. Let's get to the ACC first. Huh? Yeah.
I mean, we close. We've got a tough end of the season. So you got FSU, we've got GT. Throw in like a throwaway series against North Dakota State, but Notre Dame, Pitt.
Notre Dame's thrown in there too. Yeah, that's the ACC. Honestly, the ACC it's stacked in baseball. The ACC is it's from top to bottom. I would say a top 2 conference. The SEC is real good too, but like in football, the SEC tends to be very top heavy, but the ACC from top to bottom is like, the entire, Duke is one of the worst teams in the Coastal, and they were ranked to start the season. So the ACC tends to be a really good conference for baseball, just like in basketball. Yeah. It was a down year though, wasn't it?
Super down, very down.
Okay. Happens.
It's how you finish, right?
That's right. I think continue to do what they're doing. I know it's cliche, but they're clearly doing something right. They've won 10 in a row. It's very hard to win 10 in a row in baseball, because baseball is just a strange sport. It's just weird. Like, weird shit happens all the time in baseball. Like teams that are not supposed to win, vice versa. So just, keep grinding at bats. So the key to the season is the pitching staff, man. If the pitching staff continues to pitch really well like they have, we can beat anybody, basically. We can beat anybody.
I mean, it's the ultimate sport of parity, and at the collegiate level. I mean, anybody can win. Just if we played, Tampa or Nova Southeastern, we'd get a good game from them. And I mean, yeah, they're technically D2, but they got a ton of talent. So it's baseball, man. Anything can happen.
I mean, I don't want to say struggled, but Florida Gulf Coast gave us, we beat them 4-2 on Tuesday night. So, and that's the thing about these midweek games against these Florida schools, man. You think of here's FAU or FIU on the schedule, but man, those teams are loaded with talent too. Florida has a lot of baseball talent, man. A lot of baseball. Yeah, exactly right. You got the weekday guy going. Especially this week, we had 2 weekday games, so we had to throw in a random starter the first game. So hey, 10 in a row. 10 in a row is 10 in a row. Doesn't matter how.
Yeah.
I have my gripes. Max knows about them because I vent to him all the time. But again, like when you win 10 in a row, you don't want to change too many things. You know what I mean? I just, I wish certain guys would get at bats. Certain outfielders that don't play, that have a lot of potential. Yeah, I wish Gino would give Lorenzo Carrier, big time talent out of Delaware, 6'4", 180 pounds. He's got a big frame. Looks like Aaron Judge out there. Even wears number 99. I wish he would get some more at bats, but again, can't complain. We won 10 in a row. We're 23-6, so Gino's doing something right.
And the thing with Gino is, and the thing that Tony knows about this, we used to complain all the time. He tinkers too much. He gets too cute.
Yeah.
So now it's like you just let him do what he's doing. I trust JD with the pitching staff.
Yeah.
And if we stay healthy, which I think is something we haven't really talked much about, but we've been healthy all year. We haven't had any, knock on wood, major snafus with the injury bug. So yeah, just keep your head down, keep grinding, keep winning.
Yeah.
I got a question, actually. Do you think that the recent team success is due to Gino realizing that we have a new athletic director, or
I think that Gino may have had a conversation with Mario. Mario got in his ear somehow. Mario's turned the entire athletic department around, man.
I mean, maybe Mario quietly is probably calling the games from the heck. Like, who knows?
Man. Took him to an Elite Eight, and he's got the baseball team rolling.
Seriously, Mario's got an earpiece in Gino's ear.
He's going the Phil Knight route.
He's a Columbus guy, man, so he knows. He's a Miami guy, so I'm sure baseball's been in his background at some point.
Yeah.
No, man. I mean, and if you have the opportunity to go out to Marklet and watch them play, man. It's a fun squad. They play out an exciting brand of baseball. Small ball. They pitch well, which I know it's kind of boring, but again, support. Support. Go out there. Support the boys. That's what I can say.
Absolutely, get a shake. 100%.
And get a shake. 100%. Yes. Yep. Order it with the app first. You don't want to wait in that line.
Correct.
Something Mr. Loans from the OBB said that, and I was like, oh man, he was right. It's an inside scoop. That's right. That's right. Order from the app. Yep.
Because otherwise, it is a painfully long wait if it's a packed stadium.
Yep.
I'm about to go just for the shake, man.
Hey, man. They're worth it. It's pure ice cream, milk, and sugar. Delicious.
Sounds good to me. You don't got to tell me twice.
Any flavor you can think of.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. Well, I don't know if you guys want to stick around, Max and Tony, talk some hoops and some football, whatever you guys want to do. But yeah, I mean, Elite Eight, what can you say? First time in school history. I think that the thing that really brought them to this point was defense. This team has been scrutinized about their defense throughout the year. It was kind of a different approach, right? You're playing small ball. you're forcing turnovers. You want to have a lot of traps, set. You're going to give up easy baskets, right? That's just what's going to happen. But you're also going to force a lot of turnovers, and they were one of the best in the country with that. But what I think we saw during the Elite Eight run, they actually had the best defensive efficiency out of any Elite Eight team at 86.5, and it wasn't really even that close. And just to put it into perspective, 86.5, that would have been third best during the regular season in the entire nation. D1, I think there's like 300 and something D1 basketball schools. There's a ton. And it moved them overall from 157th to 114th in terms of defensive efficiency over the year. So just those like few games. Honestly, I was really impressed with specifically the interior defense. Sam Wardenberg played his heart out, man. He had like 3 blocks a game he was averaging, and Jordan Miller too. You guys know. You guys already know.
That's your boy.
That is my boy. President, CEO, CFO of the Jordan Miller fan club. Dude was phenomenal in March. 15 a game on 67% shooting, 7 rebounds. I think he had like 3 offensive rebounds a game, 2 steals, and honestly the best defender on the team. I know that Charlie Moore, created a lot of steals. He's a great on-ball defender, but if you really watch, sit down, watch this Miami defense, you watch Jordan Miller, most active guy on the team, covers the most area. He's like, I don't even know how to describe it in terms of like, he's like a safety out there, but like he just covers so many like errors in terms of like, guys playing passing lanes too aggressive or, whatever. And so I'm super excited that he's going to be back next season. Cam McGusty too, man, was phenomenal in the tournament, 20 points a game. I think he had like 3 steals a game as well. So, it's first time in school history, we made it that far. Kind of disappointing how it ended. I think that, anytime you have Jordan Miller and Sam Wardenberg on the bench, and you already play a short rotation, you play 6, maybe 7 guys, you're just not going to win, and it just kind of snowballs, end up losing, not in the fashion you want to lose in. It's hard enough to lose already. But, Canes basketball is trending in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm interested in seeing, Isaiah Wong. Is he going to come back? We talked about, I'm pretty sure Jordan Miller is going to come back. If he doesn't, I'm going to have a long discussion with him. Bensley Joseph, Wooga got some playing time. And then, you got like, depending on where you look at, your recruiting for basketball, like the 17th, top 25 class for sure. You got some dudes coming in, and we got, this weekend too. I don't know if you guys saw Nigel Pack, a transfer from Kansas State, is going to be on campus. Dude put up I think 17 points a game, shot 44% from 3.
Nice.
You know how nice that would have to be on this team, man? I don't even know, off the top of my head, what we shot from 3, but even in the tournament, we struggled. So, that would be amazing. And I know they've been in contact with a lot of other high-profile transfers. There's a guy from NC State, a big man, Manny Bates. Mark Sears, a guy from Ohio. Jalen Llewellyn, the Princeton point guard, who almost led them to the tournament, but they lost, I think, in their conference conference championship game. He's another guy that's a playmaking point guard. But yeah, we're definitely losing a lot. Charlie Moore, Sam especially, and Cam McGusty, man, that's a big trio to lose. We definitely got to add I would say at least 2 starting level transfers.
Yeah.
And keep Isaiah Wong. That's if Isaiah Wong comes back too. But we got some young guys coming in, man, and some young guys that maybe step up from last season. So I'm excited. But you guys got anything to add? I know I just went on a rant for 10 minutes, but
no, man, this was really the first time I was really into college basketball, and I have the Canes, they run into the tournament to thank for that. You know, it got me. I don't like college basketball, and it got me behind, you know, watching college basketball for the first time in forever. So it was fun, man. It was a fun run, man. It was a good time.
It's the way they played too, right? Like just the
it's the especially I think it was the Iowa State game where their defense was just frantic, man. The top the traps at the top of the circle, and it was crazy, man. It was nuts.
Oh, it was refreshing to watch. Like, considering like halfway through the year we were having discussions about, well, should L like be fired? Like to come out, I mean, that was premature, but still to come out and have a run like that and get his extension, I mean, he'll be coaching until he, you know, goes to the nursing home at this point.
Be coaching from the nursing home, man.
Yeah. For sure.
Hey, I'll tell you what, man. As soon as after that run, I was like, I'm gonna call coach and tell him I want to go to Golden Corral with him. I'm gonna treat him out.
He gets the senior discount though.
Early bird.
That's true. He should take me. Yeah.
Early bird.
No, but yeah, I think that honestly, like obviously everyone's excited for football, right? And we're gonna get into that in a little bit. But just this run from basketball, you know, baseball's turning it on. It's just, I mean, Miami sports is at an all-time, well, I don't want to say all-time high, but, you know, looking good, right? You have to feel good as a Canes fan, right?
For sure. It's been a while since we felt like this about all three programs.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, you know, in the mid-2000s, both the baseball and the football team, I think they both won in 2001 or something like that. So they had their run where they were both real good. And the basketball team was always the one who kind of lagged behind. But now we got all three, man. We got baseball 23-6. The basketball team just finished in the Elite Eight and lost to the national champion. Had them down at halftime. We'll always have that first half of the Kansas game, man. We'll always have it.
Oh, man.
We can hang a banner at 33-27 lead.
Yeah, man. And you know, and the football team, you know, that's the bread and butter, right?
Can I tell you guys a funny story real quick? So that Kansas game, right? I was watching it. We were on the way to like a wedding expo to like, you know, check it out and stuff. And like I'm the type of like, this game was so huge to me, like I had to like stop watching and I would keep like turning it on and off. You know what I mean? And so gets to halftime, I'm feeling nice, you know. Show up to the wedding expo. Scouting? What was that?
You were pool scouting?
I was like, okay, we got a Hilton Garden Inn over here. We got some options over here. And then, you know, I'm at this wedding expo. We're kind of like, you know, it's still halftime at this point. We're going around. They have like bartenders there that make you drinks, you know, and it's free. And I had a couple, and I was like, I'm just going to chill, you know, and then I start watching the game, bring it back, and then I realize, okay, this isn't looking good. And it's amazing. I think I cleaned out one of the bartenders.
One of the free bartenders.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Sir, it's free, not
your samples,
house
sir.
note.
Samples.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to do like, because I was trying to give them a tip each time, but I had to do one of the like fake outs where you just kind of put your hand in there and like you don't actually put anything in there, and I felt like such a dick.
Like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a couple wrappers you got sitting in your pocket.
Yeah, a couple gum wrapper or something. Throw it in there.
Not a good day, man. And then of course, didn't get a pool. Absolutely, let's take a phone call.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Oh, it's our boy Jimmy. What's going on, Jimmy?
Hey, man. I wasn't gonna forget you guys this time. How you guys doing, man?
Pretty good. How you doing, Jim?
Oh, good, man. Good, man. I'm just listening to the Hurricanes baseball game, man, and we're looking really good tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Against Virginia. That's amazing, man.
You got a question about Canes baseball? We got some dudes that can answer it. Hopefully.
Oh man, you know, I'm just wondering about the pitching. I mean, do you think the pitching is gonna hold up? For this entire season. What do you think? I think that's our strong point this year.
We're definitely
Is our pitching.
The staff is definitely deep. The rotation goes, 4 deep. Even our weekday guy, Garland, he's having a ridiculous season as well. So pitching won't be an issue. But again, like Max said before, the one thing that's gonna derail is an injury somewhere, and if we can stay healthy, the pitching staff is good enough to take us very deep into the regionals and super regionals. So hopefully it stays that way.
Oh yeah, and when you look at when you look at our hitting's been clutch, especially Max Jr. He's been hitting the ball like crazy.
Yeah,
Tony's favorite player.
Yeah, my favorite player, Max Monroe Jr.
Yeah. I mean, he's been the story. I mean, like every game you look at. I mean, against FIU, and even the game before that. I mean, he was the guy. The guy is just clutch. There's no doubt about it. I mean, every time he comes up, it feels like it's gonna be a home. Even if it's not a home run, it's a base hit up the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, he's produced some big hits, man.
You really need it. You really need a guy like that. Those are the kind of guys that can get you to Omaha when you have guys like that.
Yep.
That's what separates the good teams from the great ones.
And he is the only player on the roster with College World Series experience. He did have a home run last year, so in Omaha at Vandy. So
yeah. I mean, and that's the thing too. When you got guys that never been in this situation, and they come up big. I mean, that's even more impressive too. And you even got we even have our freshmen playing good too. I mean, and that shows how deep we are.
Yeah, there's a lot of freshmen that play. 2/3 of the outfield are freshmen. Jacob Burke, I think, is a redshirt freshman, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Transfer from Southeast Louisiana. He's a stud. He's a 5-tool guy, Jacob Burke. So yeah, it's a young squad, which is always fun. It's always fun to have a young squad.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, the way we're looking against the number 3 team in the country right now is pretty amazing. It started out a little hairy, but I mean, we've definitely turned it around. And if we can do well against them, I know we still got a couple games to go. But I mean, if we could do good against them this weekend, that's really gonna put us on a map and show how good we really are.
Yep, I agree.
Definitely a statement series.
This is definitely a statement series. This is the most important series so far of the season. I know we played UF, but UF is not in conference, and UF it's a good team, but they're not number 3 like Virginia is.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And that's the thing. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, beating a number 3 team really shows. It really shows not only how good you are, but it shows the depth of your squad. When you could strike out one of the best home run hitters in college baseball, which we did, earlier in the game. That just tells you something.
Yep.
That just shows you to have a deep pitching staff. I mean, because there's a guy on Virginia. I forget the dude's name, but there's a guy on Virginia that's leading college baseball in home runs, RBIs, and as much as categories as you can get in baseball. He's leading that. When Carson got out of that gym earlier in the game, I was like, wow, that's impressive, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carson Palmquist he's been legit. He's been a legit Friday night starter, and it's been a nice surprise, honestly, because we really didn't know. He was our closer last year, and to transition from especially a specialized role like a closer to a starter, it's tough.
Right.
Tough. He's done it, man. He was great today. 6 innings, only 2 runs, 2 hits only as well. He was really good, really good.
Yeah, he's been really dominant. You know, you're right when you mention about, you know, when you go from a closer to a starter, that really doesn't, you know, sometimes that's the risk you take, because, you know, like some pitchers can't handle that well.
Right.
You know, because being a closer is a whole different situation than being a starter. You know, being a starter, you're out there longer, and, you know, sometimes your nerves can get to you, but you know, like he really handled it well, and I think he's I think he's definitely proven to be our Friday night dude. I mean, every time he's out there, he's almost like you know, if I had to think of somebody in the pros to like think of him as, he's almost like a Mariano out there. You know, like every time he's out there, you know, you're gonna win. You know you're gonna win a game. So
Yep. It's nice to have that, man. It really is. It really is nice to have somebody like that.
We've also been able to fill the void in the 9th pretty smoothly, all things considered. So
yeah, it's been a great season, as you know, as a big Canes fan, I'm really enjoying what we're able to do, and I really think that I really think we're going to be on our way to Omaha pretty soon. You know, if we keep going like this, I think big things are coming for the Canes. We, you know, got to watch out, man.
Yeah, we'll get there. I think we're gonna have a strong showing this year. Like they said, as long as injuries, you know, we don't get any major injuries, we should go pretty deep.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's gonna be it's gonna be fun. Like I said, you know, these next couple weeks are gonna really tell. They're gonna really tell the story. You know, we just gotta keep winning series. That's all I could say.
That's it.
That's it. That's
As
the
long
name
as
of the game.
as long as we do that, you know, we're gonna be in good position to really to really surprise people that, you know, probably said, you know, Hurricanes baseball is gonna be, you know, they're gonna be just decent, not great, you know, because you had a lot of people that said that early on. So we're gonna show those people that we're gonna show those people that they didn't think about us too hard. You know, that we're for real.
Right.
You know, we're not the team. We're not the team 2 years ago that, you know, we're not the team 2 or 3 years ago that, you know, had, struggled a little bit, you know, and was kind of on and off. You know, we're not that team anymore, I think. And you got to give a lot of credit also to what Gino's done. I mean, ever since Gino took over, we've been a whole different program. You know, Gino Damari's been amazing. He doesn't waste time. He doesn't waste time. He puts in the right guys to give us a chance to win. I mean, he's one of the best managers that we had in a while. So.
Yeah, he's made a couple little dumb mistakes here and there so far the year, but there's some things, you know. But I mean, everybody does that. All managers do that we question. So.
Yeah.
Whatever. But overall, he's been. Overall, he's been amazing. You know, he's been doing the right things early on. You know.
Yeah. Well, so far they're panning out.
Yeah, they're panning out. They're 23 and 6, like you said. You know, he's doing something right.
Yeah, something's going right.
He's doing something right.
My man, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling to be. It's a good feeling to have that many wins on your belt, especially this time of year. You know, there's when you want to. There's time in college baseball. You know, when you want to get your stuff together. There's a time when you want to see whether you're a contender or a pretender. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
There's that time of year, and you know we're definitely in a contending spot. You know, with our lineup the way it is, and our pitching staff. And you know, it's fun to be a Hurricanes baseball fan right now. It really is.
Absolutely.
It sure is, man.
I'm,
It sure
I'm
is.
enjoying. I'm enjoying every moment of it.
I think we all are.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Jimmy, we just want to thank you for calling again, man.
Mhm.
Our biggest supporter. We love you, man. We'll talk to you soon. All right.
I love you too, man. Go Canes all day, baby. That's what it's all about.
There we go.
Exactly.
Canes,
Go
thank you,
Canes. We'll
Jimmy.
talk to you later, Jimmy.
All right, go Canes, man.
Thanks, Jimmy. Go
Bye.
Canes.
There you go,
Yo.
man. Like clockwork. Our biggest supporter, man. I just wanted to say two things before we move on because I think we're gonna go over to football. One, Canes ended the season 15-2. Canes basketball, when 15-2 when Jordan Miller had double digits. Just wanted to say that. I gotta make sure everyone knows that. I gotta get that out there.
Heck yeah.
Just so you guys know. And then second too, I gotta congratulate the women's team too.
Yes.
I caught a few of their games. Losing to they lost to South Carolina, right? In the championship game. So I mean, both teams, man, lost to the eventual champion. But great season
That's
from
rough.
them too.
Mhm.
But yeah, man, great for Canes hoops, both teams in general. But do you guys want to get into some spring football here, or what do you think?
Football. Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
One last note on the women's team, though. They also lost to NC State, who lost in the Elite Eight to UConn. So,
Right.
and Miami lost to them in the title game for the ACC. So,
Yeah,
it's impressive.
They had a good
Yeah.
run too.
they had a good run.
Uh,
So, boys, first year, Mario. I'll be honest with you. You know, I've tried to keep up with as much as I can, but you know, I was riding that Canes basketball wave so hard. You know, jumping in my pool every night after a Canes dub. But I gotta say, man, I'm excited for this season. I'm excited. I think that expectations are high, and I think they should be. I think that we are seeing a culture change. I think everyone would agree with that. And just the storylines coming out of spring, I think we can all agree there's some concerns with some positions, maybe. And we'll get into that. But like, just, you know, during this whole spring, what's been the biggest storyline for you guys? Max, you want to go first?
biggest storyline? Health. I think between the guys that aren't participating due to injury, and then we haven't seen any or heard of any major injuries so far. So, you know, it's
What about you, Tony?
Man, for me, it's been, and it kind of came to a head yesterday, or was it yesterday or today, when I saw the clip of Keyshawn Smith talking about practice.
That's what
And
I was going to say too.
How they're hitting more than last year, and the practices are more physical than last year. I think it was yesterday that Mario had to stop practice because he didn't like what was going on. Like that's the kind of stuff
Yeah.
you didn't hear last year.
Yep.
Last year, everything was Manny Diaz was, you know, running a circus out there. You know, so for me, it's been more of like how immediate the culture change has been. You know what I mean? And the players, obviously, we're gonna see some attrition now after spring, but it seems like a lot of the players have bought in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which is good because we know talent's never been an issue at Miami. It's always been, you know, getting them to produce at the level they should be. But for me, it's been how immediate the impact of the culture change has been.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then, so you guys don't think we're going to be last in the nation and missed tackles, right? Again? Or,
No.
oh, okay.
No.
Safe to say. Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Robert? How are you feeling, man, about this season? Anything coming out of spring that caught your eye?
Just like what Tony said, Coach Mario's stopping practice, making everybody go back and do it all right, and then proceed on. And you know, the previous regime, we just let that slide. Go on to your next station, no big deal. He's just the accountability he's gonna bring to everybody at every position, you know, and that's what I like, especially coming from the top down.
Yeah.
And then
Love
he
that
goes
man.
out to the media and he says it in
Right,
public.
yeah,
So that he puts his team on notice.
Yeah.
This shit ain't happening in private.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
everyone's gonna know what's
exactly.
going on in practice, which is nice. It's nice to, it's nice
Very
to hear that.
refreshing. Yes.
Yeah.
I think what stood out to me about the practice scenario was the fact that he was chewing out a ref. First off, having a ref at practice,
Yeah.
like let's. I mean, that's common occurrence at big time schools, so it's a good step in the right direction.
Right.
But the fact that he was just fired up in general at practice,
Well, it's practice.
Like-
He's got to get himself ready for the games too. Now.
exactly. So like that's, I think that's what makes me most excited is he knows what needs to be done and he's going about implementing it right away and not waiting until fall practice.
Right.
And he threw a flag after a touchdown in the scrimmage game because I guess they were celebrating too much or something. I was like, man, that's amazing. Who does that?
Yeah, exactly.
Who does that?
I remember. I can't remember if it was just like the post-practice interviews or what it was, but he was asked like the players that stood out, and he listed like Jafari Harvey, Chance Williams were the two, Keontra Smith. I think he said Corey Flagg, Wesley Besaint, and he might have said Steed as well because I think it was a third linebacker, and then Gilbert Frierson and Al Blades. Do any of those names kind of surprise you guys? In a good way or bad way, what do you guys think?
I mean, I think, especially touching on the linebackers, I think just for them, there's nowhere else to go but up. You know what I mean? Because they were so bad last year. So it's refreshing to see the amount of linebackers that he's had his eye on and he's noticed that are having good practices and doing what what he wants them to do. I'll say it. I was a Steed fan last year, man. When he was on the field, boy made plays, dude. He was all over the field. He didn't miss very many tackles. So I think, watch out for Steed. He's got some potential to be a heavy rotation guy in that linebacker room.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Steed, it comes down to health. I think it's never been a question of talent. It's just been staying healthy. And in the right system, I mean, like Tony said, he's going to be a factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing that I was going to bring up too, obviously, there's some positions. I would say that there's more holes in terms of the roster on defense. Where would you guys like to see maybe we add a transfer to? I think I kind of already know the answer. But where would you guys like to see us add a body?
The answer is anywhere. Anywhere that's not the safety room, I think is. Yeah. I mean, you can't have enough depth at cornerback because corners tend to get hurt. The linebackers we need. For me, I feel like we need until Wesley gets up to strength and up to par with the playbook and all that. I think we need an alpha in that room. Yeah, I mean, for me, I think it would have to be. If I have to pick a position, it'd be linebacker. That would be I hope they go out there and get another, productive linebacker.
Yeah. What about you, Max?
Linebacker, 150%.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, it's embarrassing. Like with the tradition that we've had at linebacker, I mean, at least since I was born, you've had your DPs and your Shaqs and Pinckneys, but and Colin McCarthy, but it's a school that should produce first round picks every 2-3 years at middle linebacker and outside. Should be the standard, just like tight end.
Yep.
So let me ask you guys then: do you think that Wesley Besaint is going to start as a freshman, as a true freshman?
Should he or will
And
he?
and
That's
if
not the same question.
if he is it a good thing or a bad thing?
I
Or
don't
is it a
think
mix of both?
Start. I don't think he'll start. I think
I
he'll
don't-
get. Think again. It depends also what happens in the portal if they
Yeah.
go out and get a linebacker. But if season started tomorrow, I think he'll play his way into the rotation.
Mhm.
Maybe start by the end of the year because he's good. He's a dude, man,
Oh, he's a dude.
and we need dudes like that in the linebacker room. But I feel like he'll start with working himself into the rotation.
Mhm.
Because from what we've heard, the Kevin Steele defense is difficult. You know, the playbook and a lot of multiple sets and a lot of things going on, a lot of people moving around. So maybe for a true freshman it'll be difficult, but he came in the spring, which is always a plus.
Right, that does help.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was unexpected, at least outwardly, publicly. I don't think most of us thought he was an early enrollee to begin with.
Mhm.
So that's huge. I mean, if he's starting, I hope that means that he's absolutely had a dominant fall and earned the trust of Steele and Strong. I hope it's not a, necessity start.
Right.
So that's I mean, I think Wesley's going to be, if he can develop properly, and I think with Strong and Steele, those are two great leaders to have to fall back on.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at minimum all conference talent wise. So you just gotta hope he continues to develop. But I mean, definitely, hit the portal hard, buy him some time to develop and not have, he's going to have the pressure of, being the number one linebacker in South
Uh-huh.
Florida coming in to begin with. So if we can take the pressure off of him, then that's what we do. And then secondary help. Secondary help would probably be my next spot. Cause we've got talent at safety. I'm not worried there. Play Cam and James and Tay and just let the other guys figure it out.
I can get
Absolutely.
behind that.
So let me ask you then,
Absolutely.
because I feel like we haven't talked about it. What about defensive end? Like, what are your guys' thoughts? I think that people expected more of a jump from Jafari Harvey, right, last season. I think Chance Williams flashed a good amount of times last season. What are you guys kind of expecting from those two guys this season? I know that they were two guys that Mario, I almost said Manny, highlighted. It's still a dream to me, man. Honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, what about you, Robert? What do you think, man?
Repeat that again. Sorry.
What are your expectations for Jafari Harvey and Chance Williams this season? You think they can take that next step?
Well, yeah, I think they can. It's a new system. If I'm not mistaken, he's more aggressive with the linebackers, if I'm not mistaken, than Manny was. His style of defense. But yeah, well, here's the thing: they're going to have to, because who do we have? To be honest, so they're going to have to take that next step.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think, Max?
I was
Tony?
I was excited for when I heard Elijah Roberts had moved to the defensive end and he got hurt, which kind of stinks. I was hoping, it's a big dude, it's a big body, big frame. But yeah, man, they got to have a big season from Leonard Taylor. They got to have a Gerald Willis type season from Leonard Taylor. If that would only help the defensive ends if they get the pressure up the middle. So hopefully one of them figures it out.
Yeah.
Well, as much as
One of them figures it
56 flashed last year, hopefully he can really go
56
this
all
year.
over
Yeah.
in the backfield every snap pretty much.
He got limited snaps, so he maximized his opportunity.
Correct.
56 and 0 are legit. Like him and James
Yeah.
Williams are legit kids. Like
Absolutely. Well, I think the last thing I wanted to ask, though, I want to move to the other side of the ball. I want to talk about a crowded room now, running back. Obviously, Jalen Knighton had a heavy workload, due to a lot of guys being out and stuff. I feel like we're stacked now. People are talking about Parrish being the guy. Thad Franklin flashed towards the end of the year, and then we still got Rooster coming back, and we still got Don Chaney coming back. Cody Brown, still there as well. Who are you guys expecting to be the guy, or do you think there's going to be multiple?
I think it'll be multiple.
Mhm.
I saw a little bit of Michigan last year, and Gaddis does like to file through 2 or 3 running backs a game, and he's got the horses to do it. I think Chaney will be RB1 come
Mhm.
fall. I think it's his job to lose. I think he's the most complete back. He flashed a lot last year before he got hurt, and then you got the stable of backs behind him, man. That I'm excited to see what Gaddis can put, how he can get Rooster into space. You know what I mean? Like we saw a lot of like the swing passes out of the backfield that he took. I think he took one against Louisville, 70 yards off a
Right.
swing
Yeah.
pass
Yeah.
backfield
Yeah.
or something nuts. Like that, he's got so much speed. There's so much speed in that room that it's insane.
I mean, if you look at the way Parrish was used by Kevin Smith, who came with him from Ole Miss, like they split carries there, so Parrish isn't going to worry about that. I mean, Don Chaney's healthy. He's absolutely his job to lose, like Tony said, because I mean we've never seen him fully healthy.
Yeah.
So if we can get that, I mean, Rooster in space is a problem. So, and then I mean, Thad, I mean, he's had spring, so let's see what he does. See what he does in the spring game, because I mean, he's pretty much the only available back besides Parrish.
Yeah.
So, I mean, well, Cody, but so
We'll definitely find out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you've gotta imagine that at least one of those guys will bounce after spring.
Yeah.
The crowded room, it's bound to happen.
So who is it? Give me a name.
who bounces?
Yeah, who bounces?
If I had to put money on it, it's Cody Brown.
Okay.
100%.
I think he's
yeah.
the odd man out.
Not his fault. Just
No, yeah, not his fault. It's just there's more talented
you-
guys above him.
Yeah,
That's what you want, right? You want guys leaving because there's too much talent in front of them.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, Kamara did that and ended up at Tennessee from Bama. So
There you go.
Mhm.
Look at that.
Hey, so Tony, I gotta ask you, man, are you going to the spring game?
I will be there. Yep.
Oh, there we go. You gonna have a little tailgate out there too?
Depends. I'm with my son, so it's a little bit.
Okay.
It's a little touch and go.
Okay.
But yeah, I plan to.
We're gonna
That's
have
awesome.
we're gonna have an inside
Yeah.
reporter.
I know we're gonna have an inside reporter. I feel like this is the most hyped we've had like a spring game for a long
For sure.
time, right?
100%.
Absolutely. So
And it's the first spring game in what is it? 2 years that there's fans going.
People
So
going, yeah.
I feel like that also has a lot of people pumped. The people just want to see what Mario has to offer. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And
Like,
where did they
Absolutely.
move it to? Because they're not having it at Hard Rock because of the.
No, they
What's
moved it to where the MLS team plays in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
I think it's like Drive Pink Stadium or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
It's a
I was kinda
smaller,
thinking-
smaller facility, but it tends to be more intimate. It's a soccer stadium.
which is better than having your spring games at like high school stadiums. So we're
Yeah.
making improvements.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Man,
Hey guys. Hey, I really appreciate you guys coming on and talking. Literally the trifecta. We got Canes basketball, baseball, and we covered football. Thank you guys
The
for coming
baseball team
on.
won
And
today, by the way. They won.
there we go.
6-2.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Game one in the
Another
books.
dub.
We got one
Hey,
more
but-
out of 2 to go. 2 more days to
Yep.
get one more dub. That's nice.
That's right. That's it.
So,
But yeah, anytime you guys want to come on, we would love to have you. Talk everything Canes. It would be awesome.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having us, man. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it. Fun.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Matt, hold on real quick.
What?
Matt, what's going on Monday?
Oh,
Monday? Yeah, you might
may-
want to.
yeah, I
I
just
want to
found
say
out.
that here a little
Okay.
bit.
Yeah. I just forgot. Thank you for reminding me, man.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
So Monday night we are going to be having on. I wasn't going to say anything just because I have to confirm the time with him, but we're gonna be having Durant Scott from the 2012-2013
Nice.
Canes team, made it to Sweet 16. So finally, I've been trying to get him on, but just it's been difficult with different schedules and stuff. But I think it's gonna happen on Monday night, so hopefully we can have that for you guys.
Sweet, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
Congrats, Matt.
Thanks, bro. So yeah, but hey, let the people know where they can find you guys, Max and Tony, on Twitter.
Yeah,
Good
I'm
old
on Twitter at Tony Damy. That's DAMY 1627. Pretty whatever timeline. Not exciting.
And then mine's pretty straightforward. It's just Max Bukovac 1.
There we go.
Yeah.
Number
And
one.
that's BUKO. V is in Victor, E is in Echo, C is in Charlie. So
There we go.
Yeah.
You even got the spelling out there. All right. Well, thank you guys so much again for coming on. Robert, you got anything to close with?
I do not, except for I'm excited about the spring game, and I'm excited to see what Canes baseball can finish this weekend out as.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Keep that
Sure.
train rolling.
Yep.
Hey, well, thanks for watching, guys. And it's all
Absolutely.
about that
That
you,
you.
baby.
Go.